Okay, so we're gonna count off ones and twos. All right, this is an intelligence check. We're gonna count off ones and twos. You're a one. You are a two. You are a one. You are two. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. You need to find, if you are a 1, you need to find a 2 to be your buddy. If you are a 2, you need to find a 1 to be your buddy. Intelligence check. Line number 2. You are behind your buddy. I have a little range safety thing. I am going to say that I am stepping forward of the line. When I say forward of the line, you're going to repeat back to me, forward of the line. That lets you know somebody is downrange. Do not shoot that person. So, forward of the line. Forward of the line. Thank you. Okay, so now what we are going to do is I'm going to show you again that little bit what we call an explain, demonstrate, imitate, and practice mentality. What we call EDIP. But what we are going to do first is we are going to safely unload your firearms and verify that they are unloaded. So our instructors are going to help us do that. So all we're going to do right now is everybody put your eyes and ears on. When I say eyes and ears, I want you to not only put yours on, I want you to touch them. Touch your eyes, touch your ears. Do it again. Touch your eyes, touch your ears. Then look at your buddy. Are their eyes and their ears on? Their eyes and their ears on? So again, we're just being safe because if you light off a 9mm in your immediate vicinity, that hearing will never come back. All right? So what we are going to do now, I'm going to demonstrate to you from in front here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to say, when I give you the authorization, I am going to say, shooters, unload and safely draw your firearms, unload and show clear. Then what you're going to do is you're going to safely draw your firearm. You're going to lock the slide, you drop the magazine out if it has a magazine, lock the slide to the rear, verify that it is unloaded. You're going to do that with your eyes and with your hands. So I look inside, I look in my magazine well without pointing my gun at somebody. Then I'm going to stick my finger in there. Is there anything in there that I missed? And stick your finger in there. Is there anything in there that I missed? Then one of our coaches is going to come by. You're going to say, what do you see, coach? And they're going to look and they're going to stick their finger, look and stick their finger, and they're going to go, that's an unloaded gun. Then they're going to tell you to safely holster it. So I'm going to ask Coach Brian to come down. And Coach Brian is going to give me authorization to unload and show clear.
Okay, unload and show clear.
All right, safely draw my firearm. That is a huge spider on that target. I'm going to drop the magazine. I don't have any magazine in this gun. I'm going to lock the slide to the rear. I'm going to look and feel. I'm going to look and put my finger all the way in there and verify. Coach, can you tell me what you see here? Very good. Brian's going to then tell me to safely holster.
Safely holster.
Okay, so then I'm going to do the thing that I was taught to do. And my gun is in my holster. You see what we're doing? All right. I am now back of the line. Shooters on line number 1. Shooters on line number 1. You are going to safely draw your firearm, unload it and show it clear. When a coach come by and verify that, you will then safely holster. Do you understand what we're doing? Yes. Shooters, you're released to your task. That means go ahead. Are all the guns holstered? When I ask if the gun is holstered, what I want you to do, if your gun is in the holster, I want you to wave your hands in the air as if you just don't care. Then that way I can see the fact, come on, up in the air like you just don't care. Very good, all the guns are holstered. Therefore, line number 1, you are off the line. Line number 2, please step to the line. Line number 1, you're now the safety coaches, making sure they're doing things safely. Same thing, you are going to, when you're given authorization, you're going to safely draw your firearm. You're going to unload it and show it clear. You are going to verify with your eyes and with your fingers. Miss Jennifer, we're going to have to figure that out for your eyes and your eyes, okay? And then we will, coaches will come by. Once your coach has verified that, then you will be told to drop the slide and safely holster. Shooters, do you understand your task? You're released to your task. Are all the guns holstered? Let me see your hands. Wave them in the air like you just don't care. All right, all the guns are holstered and cleared. Shooters on line number 2 are off the line. So everybody come into me. Come here, pick up anything you need to pick up. I know those defensive rounds are like $87 a piece right now, so you know. Come on into me real quick, come here. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna practice that a few times, all right? So we're gonna put line 1 on the line, and all I want you to work on this one is you are going to clear your cover garment, get your gun out. Haven't taught you an efficient, fast technique or whatever, but all I'm gonna do is as I show you here again, blue gun, right? Blue gun, blue gun, blue gun, okay, cool. Is all I'm going to do is just work on once you're released to your task. I'm going to get this gun out, simulate the pew. You can click if you want. Click is fine. You can take a dry rep. That's great. Get all that stuff. Now you're gonna, again, finger high along the slide, coming back to me, turning over. Yep, I can see that. Clearing my cover garment, step my strong side back, check, tap, easy, done. Okay, cool, that was one. Click, cool, reset my trigger, whatever. Back to here, step, tap, in. You're gonna do that 5 times. And the coaches are gonna come back by behind you and just make sure you're doing okay, give you any advice that they have. Coaches, make sure, or your shooter pupil coaches, just gonna make sure they're doing so safely. And if you see them not kicking their hips forward appendix, not stepping their foot in, pointing a gun at themselves, you're going to say, careful, cautious, let's not point a gun at ourselves. Big thing I see all the time is people love to float these guns out. They love to float out here. Anybody here interested in shooting themselves in the kidneys this weekend? So make sure that thumb stays welded to you. That thumb to your body is really the most important thing to keep from doing that. Make sense? We're all verified clear. If you are a trusting soul, you may do so, and we're gonna do this, and you can take your ear pro off if you want. Line number 1, you are up on the line. And I know you're like, but John, we've been here an hour and a half. We've not fired a single round. Patience, young grasshopper. Everybody even line. Look to your left, look to your right. Are you even with the people around you? All right, shooters in line number 1. You're going to practice your safe holstering technique 5 times. At your pace. Remember, my mantra back to the holster. Safely, carefully, reluctantly holster. Safely, carefully, reluctantly holster. You're going to practice it 5 times. Your coach is going to make sure you're doing so safely. Our instructors are going to be giving tips as we need to. Shooters, do you understand your task?
Yes, sir.
You're released to your task. Okay, are all the guns holstered? Are we all done with our task? If your guns are holstered and you're done with your task, let me see your hands. All right, all the guns are holstered. Line number 1, you're off the line. Line number 2, you're up. All right, here we go. Line number 2. Line number 2, you have the same task. You are going to safely draw 5 times and safely holster 5 times. Coaches, now the ones who are back, line number 1, you're going to make sure they're doing so safely, giving them any feedback that you got. Our teachers are going to walk down the line and make sure that everybody's doing so in an effective and safe manner. 5 times of practice of safely holstering. Remember your key words. Safely, carefully, reluctantly holster. Safely, carefully, reluctantly holster. Line 2, you're released to your task. Are all the guns holstered? Let me see your hands. Let them in the air like I just don't care. Cool. All right, we're good. Forward to the line?
Forward to the line.
Forward to the line. All right, very good. Bring it in on me, please. All right, now we're fixing a couple of holsters and all that stuff. That's probably the 90% of why we were doing this, to make sure everybody's holster's okay, their belt's okay, they can safely holster. Good. Now we are going to do it with bullets. Yay! So we actually get to do some shooting. So what I want you to get is I want you to get at least 1 magazine full. If you want 2, that's great. You can do that. But I want you to have, let's just say this. I want you to have 10 rounds on your person. If that's 1 magazine for you, then awesome, go with that 1 magazine. If you are a 19 by God 11 shooter and that's what, like 4 magazines or something for you, then grab those 4 magazines and meet me right back here.